he needs to get used to the power and pressure of 168 because it's different, big difference.
He shared his views on a potential showdown between Canelo and praising Crawford's intelligence and ring IQ, but stressing that size would heavily favor Canelo, who already holds a win over Canelo, added that Crawford might find it difficult to handle the extra weight. Terence Crawford's decision to challenge Canelo Alvarez
to the power, and it's also about be mentally ready, because when people are not prepared them mentally, they like afraid or scared, you become weak.
At 168 pounds is bold, but bluntly speaking, it's a risky move. Crawford's talent is unquestionable, yet making such a drastic leap in weight could be both dangerous and damaging. Canelo, on the other hand, has spent years solidifying his dominance and power in the super middleweight division. Instead,
if I'm betting, I put my money on Canelo. Crawford, great fighter, but jumping from 47, he just fought at 54. He won, but it wasn't spectacular performance. Then you jump 60, 68. It's a different. We have weight division for a reason in boxing.
Canelo seems completely at ease debating what feels natural, who holds control, and the extent of his own abilities. Crawford, however, has mostly competed in less demanding weight divisions, and Janda pointed out that there comes a stage where physical strength matters more than many are willing to acknowledge.
Do a lot in this fight to win. You have no time to be comfortable. You can't be comfortable in that ring. You gotta be on point and
When it comes to the looming possibility of Terence Crawford moving up to 168 pounds to face Canelo Alvarez, the conversation has been full of skepticism, excitement, and plenty of heated debate. Gento, one of the sharper boxing voices who has followed both men's careers closely, has made a point that
that division is very solid. And he's been there, he grew there, he's been there for a while. He fought a lot of big guys. He's been hit by big guys. Crawford, in his case, is stepping up, jumping weight. I mean, people say, oh, he's trying to be great. Yeah, it's great to be great. But it's a tough challenge. And I respect him for, stepping up to.
Cuts right to the core of the issue, experience at this particular weight. And when you start breaking it down, his argument carries real weight literally and figuratively. Gento highlighted that Canelo Alvarez has not just dabbled at 168, he has lived there, fought there, and conquered there. He has gone to war with some of the biggest and toughest men in the super middleweight division, from Callum Smith to Billy Joe Saunders and Caleb Plant. Canelo has walked through challenges at this weight and shown.
Great fight. You're dealing with two all-time greats. Crawford's one of the best switch hitters, I think, since Marvin Hagler, and one of the most skillful boxers alive. And then you have Canelo, who probably isn't the same guy as he was just like a few years ago.
Right.
But still one of the greatest of all time, still has brutal knockout power.
That he knows how to carry his strength, his frame, and his conditioning across the full stretch of 12 grueling rounds. For Alvarez, 168 isn't an experiment, it's home. He's built his body into a weapon perfectly calibrated for that class. And every fight has reinforced that he belongs among the true powerhouses of the division.
Like more impressive fights from a few years ago, like the Amir Khan KO, like the Billy Joe Saunders KO, those KO. Like, he's probably not that guy anymore.
Yeah.
But he's still young enough that he's still pretty close to his prime.
Now contrast that with Terence Crawford. Crawford is undefeated, one of the most skilled fighters in the sport today, and arguably the best pound-for-pound technician boxing has to offer. His adaptability, his ring IQ, his ability to switch stances and dismantle opponents have made him a nightmare for anyone he has faced. But here's the reality: he's dominated at lighter weights. He made his legacy at 135, 140, and one.
As my quote from the history of boxing, a good big man will always be a good little man. Yeah. So I'm going with the big.
147 pounds. He's shown no signs of weakness there. But 168 represents an entirely new frontier. Gento's point is simple but profound. No matter how much skill Crawford brings into the ring. There comes a time in boxing where physicality matters more than we often want to admit. Size, weight, natural strength, and the ability to take punches from bigger men all factor in at the higher divisions. Crawford may be
very important also for this fight. Even his one weight class or two weight class lower, if he's mentally ready, he will be ready to get these punches and be okay with this. He could be
brilliant, but he has never taken a punch from someone who has knocked out true super middleweights. He has never had to carry his own power against men with naturally bigger frames. That's a reality check. Not a slight. Think about Canelo's transformation when he first started moving up in weight. Many wondered if his skills would translate. Not only did they translate, but his body seemed to grow into the division. He carried his power up, sharpened his time.
How I see, and it gives him credit with this mentality to get the power from 168. Bigger guys, he need to get punches. He need to be confident that he's okay with these punches. He need to be confident that he will go in the ring and he could get the punches from Canelo and he will be okay.
And turned into a complete package at 168. That wasn't an overnight process. It took years of discipline, strength training, and experience inside the ring. Gento argued that this seasoning is exactly what separates Canelo from Crawford when the conversation shifts to 168 pounds. But what makes this fight so compelling is precisely that contrast. Crawford has always been the kind of fighter who takes risks and thrives when people doubt him. Time and again.
Mira, Crawford es un gran peleador, ¿me entiendes? Eso nadie lo duda y todo el mundo lo sabemos. Pero en su peso, ¿me entiendes? Ya subir 3 divisiones es ir por el dinero, ¿me entiendes? De que le va a dar pelea, Canelo le va a dar pelea, pero de que le va a ganar.
He has silenced critics who said he wasn't big enough, wasn't fast enough, or couldn't handle certain opponents against Errol Spence Jr., for example. Many predicted Crawford would struggle with Spence's size and pressure. Instead, Crawford delivered a masterclass, dismantling him in one of the most dominant performances of recent memory.
Crawford is a big 147 fighter and is strong as well, which a lot of people don't give him the credit for. I think that fight, if it does happen, as long as Crawford stays away and just boxes and be smart, he can win that fight. I think Crawford's a better fighter than Charlo, and he's a smart fighter as well. He switches and everything, so that would be a very good...
Still, moving from 147 to 168 isn't just a jump, it's a leap. It's nearly uncharted territory in modern boxing. Fighters usually move up one division at a time, not 3. The difference between fighting a welterweight and fighting a super middleweight is more than just numbers on a scale. It's a matter of bone density, muscle mass, and the type of power shots you're forced to absorb. Fans and analysts alike are split. Some believe Crawford's skill set is so superior.
I've seen Canelo pushed around. I've never seen Terence pushed around. So when you're talking about who's going to be the boss, I've never seen anyone boss Terence Crawford. I've seen Canelo get bossed. So that and psychologically, when you think about that, and this is a fight where I flip-flop on both guys because there's so many good points. Yeah, but he's 168. Yeah, but it's Terence Crawford. He's undefeated. Well, yeah, no, this guy's beating this, but stylistic, even he hits him on the arm. There's so many different things you can talk about. But from a psychological standpoint, who's fresher, who's meaner, who wants it more? That's
superior, that he could outthink and outmaneuver Canelo. Even at the higher weight, others argue that no matter how skilled Crawford is, he will eventually feel the weight of Canelo's punches. And that could be the difference. Gento's comments serve as a sobering reminder. Experience at 168 is not just about being comfortable, it's about surviving and thriving against men who are natural super middleweights. Canelo has walked that path. He knows how to pace himself, how to carry his power late, and how to dig deep when faced with adversity at that size. Crawford has
made a great point when talking about sizes, because he said if you look at them two together now, they look the same size. He said people have got the idea of the size thing wrong. It's not looking at them as a physical package, it's who has absorbed the bigger shots in the weight division. So, and it was good. It was a very good point. It was like Canelo has been hit by light heavyweights and super middleweights for the best part of a decade. Basically, he's so used to taking those shots.
As brilliant as he is, will be taking his very first steps into that world. At the end of the day, The intrigue of this matchup lies in the unknown. Can Crawford's genius overcome the physics of boxing? Can Canelo's size and experience neutralize one of the greatest technicians of the era? These are the questions that make fans dream of this fight, even as voices like Gento remind us just how steep the mountain really is for Crawford. If the fight ever comes together, it won't just be another boxing event, it will be a collision of greatness, risk,